for joining, you guys. And I would just love to pick your brains about, the decisions that you made musically to join us for November Project, and what drove you to pick the songs that you did.
Yeah, I'll go first. Well, basically, this whole process starting in March, I had thoughts of all of us getting together and singing like, I feel so much spring, right? I mean, things like that, where it would be so beautiful for us to be like, there's hope, right? You know what I mean? Like that we can see an end to this. And then, other things started to happen, right? And, we get into May and like the protests and all of the social justice movements that are happening. And for me, the tone just kind of changed. And, there was still that hope there, but it just really felt different. And so that's when I first thought of the song Ships in the Night by Ryan Montbleu. It's really always been really poignant to me. And then we decided to make it a duet, to make it a conversation. And that was like, it really just felt like the right thing to do. And we started rehearsing it, and it just was like, it really just sunk in.
And that was you guys, Paddo, you played acoustic, and I saw like the quickest little snip, but were you both singing on it too?
Yeah,
we
back and forth.
We both sung on that. It's written by one dude, so it's written and sung just by one person, but the way that she broke down the verses just made it like it lends itself to a conversation really, really well.
That's awesome. And the lighting looked Susan did such an amazing job.
Man.
I mean,
yeah, it actually, he had like a music video. Ryan Montbleu had a music video where he sort of walks up to this one little spotlight, and it's just him and his guitar. And so we sent her that video, and that was like of that. Yeah.
Oh, that's all. It looked well. From what I saw, it looks wonderful.
Yeah. And then the second song that I chose, that I invited, Club 9 Ball to back me up on, and Paddo sang with me, was the end of the last two songs in the show, 100 Days, by the Bangsons. And really in the show, it's them talking about, overcoming fear, committing to each other, even though you know that anything can happen. You could get sick, you could die, you could break up, you could have your heart broken, but you really just have to say, well, there's nothing else I can do except just like commit to whatever it is, whether it's good or bad, it's worth it. And so the first part of that song is Bells, and it was basically a song that was written for her to sing after he was gone. It was the first song they wrote together. They're a very intense couple. And then it segues right into the final song in the show, which is called What Else Can We Do? And it really is just like, that's what it is. It's like, I will let my heart break. What else can we do? I'm gonna, and they go over their vows. But instead of the vows, we decided that we were going to say what we wanted to say in this moment about social distancing, about the virus, about social justice, about voting, about democracy. And so, we really just kind of tailored that to the moment. And I totally think the Bangsons would be into it.
Oh, they'd be so into it.
And like, that was fun. That was fun to have the whole band with me. We had a good time.
Yeah,
that was really fun.
And was this outside too?
No, that was inside.
Oh, that was inside.
Yeah, that was inside, and it was one of the first ever like completely plugged in Club 9 Ball rock acoustic shows. Like we've gigged them at the Squire and stuff like that, just playing acoustic guitars. But that's a whole nother ball game for us. So for us to be backing like folk was kind of flexing a new muscle, and it was the first time since lockdown started that we kind of felt like challenged musically, like we were doing something different, we were doing something new, and that just was like the greatest feeling in the world.
Oh, that's awesome, especially because it's such a strange time. So to be able to like get that sort of joy of like pushing your boundaries is pretty awesome. But
Yeah.
you, Paddo, you and your and Club Nine Ball, you bros, Seamus and Macklin.
Hmm.
You were one of the two opportunities to be outside.
Yeah.
And how was that? And what did you guys perform?
We were asked to do this, and we kind of didn't really know what to do in the moment because, like Jess said, the idea of this started early, and then everything that has happened just kind of happened all at once. And we were like, well, we need to do protest songs, and our songs are not protest songs. So as much as we want to perform our music and like this is kind of what we do, we were like, we're going to go to the old pros. So we did American Idiot, we did The Ghost of Tom Joad, we did what is it called, we did For What It's Worth, and we did one more song that is completely blanking, even though I was about to say it to you out loud.
Won't back down.
Won't back down. Thank you.
We
but
won't back down.
Yeah, by Tom Petty, and it was kind of fun to be outside. It was strange because everything you play comes right back at you in the barn. Trish, you sang outside. Did that happen to you guys too? Like, did you get like an echoey effect?
Yeah, it was like you said, it was kind of like this new, I mean, there were also like kind of not restrictions, but it was just, we had to be mindful of neighbors. And so it was like a awesome opportunity and yet very new. Yeah, I think I don't know if it was like the mics or something, but it felt like very echoey.
It was fun. It felt like I was playing to a big room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to just be out there with the guys and being able to say something. And we tried to, in the songs that we picked, kind of just say what we believed in right there. And that feeling of kind of like being helpless as an artist of like, well, what can I do? How can I contribute to this? And it's kind of just using your voice in that way.
Yeah. Well, I love it too so much that this project is so about artist choice. Mm-hmm. And what are we feeling in the moment right now? And I know some have struggled with like, what do I choose? But I think it really just boiled down to like, what do you want to say right now about like, there's so much going on. And so I can't wait to see everybody's choice. It's really exciting to unveil like what everyone kind of felt like doing. So
one of the things that we tried to do.
Totally different.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, babe?
Huh? Oh, I was gonna say one of the things that we tried to do was like we tried to keep at least one song hopeful. Yeah. Like I Won't Back Down. It's like we don't really have a choice. This is our country. We're gonna fight for our country. We're not gonna let it devolve into some terrible thing. And we wanted to show that we truly do believe that there is hope and things will get better. And I think that's kind of one of the duties of an artist in a time like this.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add just about your time, through COVID, and if there's something you picked up during this time, that you started doing, love to hear about it, but no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was fun. We spent the first probably 2 or 3 weeks in that like quarantine. I hate calling it quarantine because anyway, but we spent the first like 2 weeks in that like quarantine slump, where it was like, okay, wake up at 2 p.m, eat lasagna, watch, binge watch TV, go to bed, do it all again. And I think that once it sunk in that this was like, we're going to be here for a little while, I need to know what Monday is and how that is different from Saturday, and then we, the two of us, we started a workout routine. So we would do Monday through Friday, and we started doing like a workout circuit, and we started running. And so that was actually a huge turning point in the lockdown for us. Getting like a routine and being like, okay, we have to start eating better, taking care of ourselves, because I think that really helped our emotional, mental state too, and made us like more ready to face the days, right? Yeah.
Because you go into it and everything that you're hearing is like, oh yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks, and we thought, oh, Macklin's going to have an extended April vacation. and it'll be like a nice little break for the band. And here we are 6 months later, and it's one of those things, like, to give you an idea of just what the band has been doing. We're 2 songs away from completing our 2nd album.
Wow.
That we wrote in lockdown.
That's amazing.
So like it's been, in a weird way, like for us, it's been great to just have everyone there to be able to work. But when you're working with the same people and the members of your band are literally your family and you live together, that's so much fun.
Yes, patience.
It can get hairy. It can get hairy.
Sure.
I mean, like literally and figuratively, if you look at them, just it's very hairy and that happens. But also, yeah, I mean, when you have disagreements with somebody in rehearsal, for us, right? You just go home and you take a breath and then you come back at it fresh the next day. But in this situation, it's beneficial, but also it can be a little bit frustrating too, to be like, okay, all I see are these people's faces every day. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go. You have to.
Which is really a wonderful thing sometimes when you think about it, because like it forces you to get the work done. And the amount of music that we've been able to write has kind of shocked even me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you've been doing the live streams too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, much to Lula's chagrin. We've been come here. We've been live streaming.
Tallulah.
We've been live streaming concerts from our kitchen, and she does not love electric guitars.
I saw her during the acoustic set, though. She was showing her presence known.